you want to look, if you want to watch, video available on the News Radio 710 WNTM Facebook page. Numerous things to get into in this hour of the program. Sam Jones running for mayor. Looks like he is. It's Flag Day. It's President Trump's birthday. And yesterday was the Senate testimony, Senate Intelligence Committee with Jeff Sessions. Mobile, Alabama's Jeff Sessions. Now, my reaction is biased. I'm not objective because Jeff Sessions has publicly defended the honor of my mother in a public forum. He was on microphone defending. For many years, people have attacked my family on this program and attacked my mother, and Jeff Sessions has defended the honor of my mother in public settings.
Good mama, I can vouch for that.
He has a good mama. I can vouch for that.
Have a good mama, I can vouch for that.
All right, isn't that wonderful? So I'm biased when I'm watching Jeff Sessions in front of the Congress. I'm also biased in that I've been very annoyed with Congress, with the Senate and the House of Representatives. Both political parties have annoyed me tremendously over the years. As the older I get, and I think this is genetic in my family, but the older I get, the more angry I get at Congress. And so when Jeff Sessions is sitting up there rebuking them, I like it. I find it wonderful to have Jeff Sessions rebuking the folk in Congress. In fact, here, I loved the part where the Senator Wyden was asking Jeff Sessions something about Comey, and Jeff Sessions came right back at him.
There are none, Senator Wyden. There are none. I can tell you that for absolute certainty. This is a secret innuendo being leaked out there about me, and I don't appreciate it.
I loved it. I want more of that. I love the rebuking. There needs to be more rebuking going on. I would enjoy, and now I want him in front of the Judiciary Committee. There are numerous members of the Judiciary Committee that need that kind of testimony. So that's my reaction to Jeff Sessions' testimony yesterday. Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the nines, then right back with more show.
710 Time Saver Traffic from the Main Street Flooring and Design Traffic Center.
Well, we're now seeing what is a good solid 2-mile backup on westbound I-10, passing of Avalon Boulevard just before you step onto the Escambia Bay Bridge from the Santa Rosa County side. Problem's a big accident that occurred right in the middle of that construction zone. You do have lanes blocked there. Traffic is kind of getting through the construction on the right side of the road to get through the area, but really only one lane is getting through there. And again, there's a 2-mile backup behind it. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Ray Romero.
This report is brought to you by LifeLock. Some mornings, opening your eyes is hard, but LifeLock's eyes are already open to a wide range of identity threats. Stuff you can't see by just monitoring your credit. If something happens, U.S.-based specialists can work to fix it. Go to LifeLock.com, use promo code RISK, save 10%.
Gulf Coast weather from Local 15 and the Chemco Metal Buildings Weather Center.
It is going to be mighty muggy on this Wednesday. High temperature of 87 degrees. We've got about a 50-50 shot of wet weather for today. So we'll start out cloudy, a little isolated action by mid-morning, and things ramping up by lunchtime. Don't leave home without the umbrella. I'm Kelly Foster for Local 15 News and this iHeartRadio station.
This report is brought to you by Unbound. Around the world, there are young people who face a difficult decision: continue their dream of education or drop out to help support their families. In a single moment, you can help them write a new story. See potential, not poverty, at unbound.org.
Traffic updates every 10 minutes on the nines every morning. This is the Uncle Henry Show on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Uncle Henry Show. Thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show. And there are reports that a congressperson has been shot a number of news organizations reporting now that there was a shooting at a baseball practice in Alexandria, Virginia, just outside Washington. Suspect is in custody. Officers investigating what they call a multiple shooting, and some organizations are reporting that Louisiana Congressman Steve Scalise was wounded in this shooting. Steve Scalise is the House Majority Whip, number 3 leadership post. A medical helicopter called to the scene. This is near a baseball field in the 400 block of East Monroe Street, Alexandria, Virginia. And again, a suspect has been taken into custody, so we don't really have any more information other than the fact that the congressman has been shot and some of his aides shot at a baseball practice in Virginia. So, awful and sobering news that we have yet another shooting in the country, and this is with a congressperson. And so far, no details on the person who is the suspect. But we will continue to monitor this and let you know as soon as we can about any further details. But again, a shooting, a gunman opening fire on members of Congress. We know that Louisiana Congressman Steve Scalise wounded along with other aides at a baseball practice in Alexandria, Virginia. And this is one of these cases where the country, we always have a reaction when there is some type of shooting. In fact, we just had an anniversary of a mass shooting earlier this week, the anniversary of the nightclub shooting in Florida, and other shootings. So when it comes to a congressperson being shot, that'll be an even bigger reaction, because his colleagues are the people that make the laws in the country. So it'll be this. This is going to be really something to see the reaction to all of this. So again, we'll monitor this and let you know what we can. But right now, the information is scarce. We just know that Steve Scalise has been shot, and a helicopter is arriving on the scene to take him or maybe his aides out of there that have been shot. So lots of information right now being learned by news organizations from Twitter and others who are on the scene getting information out that way. But someone apparently shooting a congressman, Steve Scalise of Louisiana, in Alexandria, Virginia, during a baseball practice this morning. Keep you up to date as much as we can as we continue here on The Uncle Henry Show.
News Radio 710 and the Grounds have partnered together to recognize the heroes among us. This month, we're looking to honor the friend or neighbor that always goes above and beyond for others. Nominate your community hero today at newsradio710.com, keyword hero.
Uncle Henry here for Window World. I became a highly satisfied customer of Window World about 3 years ago when I needed replacement windows for my house. I was attracted to Window World because of their great offer. A vinyl double-hung replacement window for $189. Now, that product was such a good value, and the installers were so professional, I became a big fan of Window World. I got them to replace all my windows and also put up storm doors. Window World has high-quality windows in a variety of styles and shapes, and those windows come with a lifetime limited warranty. And Window World also does other products like doors, vinyl siding, garage doors, hurricane products like impact windows, fabric panels, and shutters, and so much more. Find out for yourself. Visit them online at windowworldgulfcoast.com or call today for a free in-home estimate. 251-665-4646. That's 251-665-4646. Window World.
Greta is a drill instructor.
Move, move, move!
Yes, ma'am. When it comes to training lean, mean, fighting machines, she doesn't mess around.
Drop and give me 3,000!
But when it comes to getting a mortgage, Greta's less confident.
I got nothing.
Fortunately for Greta, there's Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. It's simple, so she can understand the details and know she's getting the right mortgage. Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. Apply simply, understand fully, mortgage confidently. Go to rocketmortgage.com today.
Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states. NMLSconsumeraccess.org, number 3030.
Hey, this is Uncle Henry. If you have a tree problem, let me introduce you to someone who can help you solve it. That's Donnie Chastang at Chastang's Tree Service. Donnie Chastang offers residential and commercial tree service, and this includes tree removal, tree trimming, stump grinding, tree topping, and deadwooding. And I really like the fact that Donnie has invested in all the best state-of-the-art equipment needed to handle any job, no matter how difficult. And his employees at Chastang's Tree Service, they've got many years of experience in the tree business. So with the right equipment and experienced employees, Donnie Chastang can handle jobs quickly and professionally. So if you've got a tree problem, call Donnie Chastang at Chastang's Tree Service for a free estimate. The telephone number is 251-342-4667. That's 251-342-4667. That's Donnie Chastang with Chastang's Tree Service.
When smart businesses need to grow their team, they do it on the site proven to deliver, Indeed.com. According to an independent study, Indeed delivers 5 times more hires than any other job site, more hires than the rest combined. And right now we're giving new users a $50 credit to post a sponsored job, boosting your listing in relevant search results. Claim your $50 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Indeed, the world's #1 job site. Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
I'm Jason Flom, founding board member of the Innocence Project, and my new podcast is Wrongful Conviction, available on iHeartRadio. On Wrongful Conviction, I interview a different exoneree every week and help them to tell their incredible stories of tragedy and triumph against impossible odds. You've got to hear it to believe it. Wrongful Conviction from iHeart Studios, available now on iHeartRadio.
710 Time Saver Traffic from the Dean McCrary Porsche Traffic Center.
A backup is now between 2 and 3 miles in length on westbound I-10. For those of you passing up Avalon Boulevard and approaching the Escambia Bay Bridge, this is a major accident that's been with us for quite a while this morning. That you are passing in kind of the far right lane. This is right in the middle of that construction area, so we kind of have to go through the shoulder to get through. Bottom line is traffic is passing, but very, very slowly. You may want to consider an alternate route across the Escambia Bay Bridge this morning. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Ray Romero.
This report is brought to you by LifeLock. Some mornings, opening your eyes is hard, but LifeLock's eyes are already open to a wide range of identity threats. Stuff you can't see by just monitoring your credit. If something happens, U.S.-based specialists can work to fix it. Go to LifeLock.com, use promo code RISK, save 10%.
Gulf Coast weather from Local 15 and the Southern Cancer Center. Weather Center.
It is going to be a wet Wednesday along the Gulf Coast. We'll start out cloudy. Then we're going to have a few pop-up storms by mid-morning, the scattered variety at lunchtime, and by the afternoon, I think everybody's going to be dodging some showers and storms. So keep the umbrella close, the rain boots in the back seat, and where it's not raining, it's going to be warm with highs in the upper 80s. I'm Kelly Foster for Local 15 News and this iHeartRadio station.
News? Check. Traffic and weather? Check. Opinions? Check. This is the Uncle Henry Show, only on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Uncle Henry Show, thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM 99.5 FM The Jag. We have news headlines coming your way in about 10 minutes. We're watching for updates on the situation in Alexandria, Virginia, where House Majority Whip Steve Scalise was shot this morning. A gunman, they were doing baseball practice, and Scalise and 2 Capitol police officers were shot. Mo Brooks, Alabama's Mo Brooks, was telling CNN and other news organizations that Steve Scalise apparently was shot in the hip. The suspect is in custody, so everything, or suspects, I don't know if there's more than one suspect in custody because this is all developing right now. But the situation under control, but baseball practice with 3 people shot, one of them, Louisiana's Steve Scalise, shot in the hip. Now let's see, the president, the White House says President Trump and Vice President Pence are aware of this. Press Secretary Sean Spicer tweeting that thoughts and prayers are with all affected. And they did send a medical helicopter to the scene. But again, right now, it looks like those 3 people wounded in the shooting and suspects in custody. So if there's any more word, we will let you know, of course. Right now, the major news organizations have all headed out there and are watching to see what happened, and we're waiting for official word on what has happened, and also waiting for official word on the condition of those that were shot. But again, this morning, baseball practice with 3 people shot in Alexandria, Virginia. One of them, Congressman Steve Scalise. Other members of Congress were there for the practice, including Mo Brooks of Alabama. Mo Brooks, the one providing the information that he believes that Steve Scalise was shot in the hip. So, and yes, as I've looked for the news to get all the latest, lots of people are piling onto social media to call for more gun control. So yes, we do live in an age of immediate politicizing of anything. So this is already being politicized just right after it's happened. We'll hope to have more information for you as the morning goes on. Anything that pops up, I will let you know here on News Radio 710 WNTM as we monitor the situation. But it looks like everything is under control there. As soon as we get word on the condition of the 3 shot and also details on the suspects, we will let you know. Now, on the local level, aside from watching things going on in Alexandria, where the shooting happened today, on the local level, Mobile, Alabama, former Mayor Sam Jones, there's been a lot of speculation on whether or not he was going to run for mayor, and it looks like we have our answer with former Mayor Sam Jones sending out an email yesterday. And the email reads, I won't read you the whole email, but the email begins with, "Greetings. I want to begin by simply saying thank you for all the support you've given to me over the years. I am writing you today to inform you that after much prayer and consideration, I'm excited to make an important campaign announcement on this weekend, Saturday, June 17, at 4:30 p.m. at the Greater Nazarene Baptist Church, North Franklin Street, Mobile. I would be honored to have you, your family, and neighbors in attendance of this joyous and historic event. The fate of our city is in our hands, and we need every voice to be heard. We need your help to build a strong, organized, and aggressive grassroots operation. So I'm also writing to ask you to join our team as a campaign volunteer." And then the email goes on to explain what type of volunteers are needed, what type of volunteer work you might get if you volunteer. So that's from Sam Jones. So it looks like former Mayor Sam Jones is most definitely jumping back into the political arena. He will be running against Standy Simpson in our election. Qualifying begins, I think, July 5th. Voting in August. So we will have a July and August of a mayoral campaign in Mobile, Alabama. Of course, I will be playing the Sam Jones campaign song as much as I possibly can when this is going on. And that means, and I want to be fair to everyone running, so that means I'm going to have to commission someone to come up with a Standy Simpson song, because I want to make sure I can play the Sam Jones song.
Sam Jones is that man. Sam Jones is that man. Sam who? Sam Jones. Sam who?
Sam who? Sam Jones. So to be fair to Standy Simpson, I'm going to need a Standy Simpson song. So that, I guess, is my next project, is to try and find somebody to do a Standy Simpson song. So Sam Jones is running for mayor. He'll make the official announcement Saturday afternoon, and we'll be able to talk about that when we're back here Monday morning. Again, still looking for more details on the shooting in Alexandria with Congressman Steve Scalise of Louisiana shot. Mo Brooks says Steve Scalise was shot in the hip. 2 Capitol police officers also shot. No word on anyone's condition. No word on the suspect or suspects. We will get you all the information as quickly as we can here on News Radio 710 WNTM and the JAG.
This is a Bloomberg Market Minute. Stock index futures are little change to higher, with the Federal Reserve issuing a rate decision this afternoon. That announcement is expected at 2 p.m. Washington time. S&P futures up 2 points. NASDAQ futures up 11. Dow futures are up 37. NYMEX crude is down 0.9% and just above $46 a barrel. Economists surveyed by Bloomberg are expecting the Fed to raise rates by 0.25%. Stocks powered by tech shares hit new highs on Wall Street yesterday. The S&P 500 gained 10 points, or almost 0.5%, closing at 2440. The Dow was up almost 93 and closed at 21,328. The Nasdaq gained 45 points and closed at 6220. Verizon executives have descended on the Silicon Valley headquarters of Yahoo now that Verizon has taken over the company's web assets. Among the first steps are job cuts, about 2,100 jobs, or 15% of combined staff. Gina Cervetti, Bloomberg Radio.
Journey, Neil Sean, Ross Valerie, Jonathan Kane, Steve Smith, Arnel Pineda. 2017 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees, Journey. Journey, the tour. With special guest, Asia. The Wharf Amphitheater, July 6th. Tickets now at Ticketmaster.com, the Wharf box office, or by phone, 1-800-745-3000. Journey, the Wharf Amphitheater, July 6th. For VIP packages and more, visit JourneyMusic.com. Part of the C Spire Concert Series, produced by Red Mountain Entertainment. 710 Time Saver Traffic from the Main Street Flooring and Design Traffic Center.
The backup is now between 2 and 3 miles in length on westbound I-10. For those of you passing up Avalon Boulevard and approaching the Escambia Bay Bridge, this is a major accident that's been with us for quite a while this morning. That you are passing in kind of the far right lane. This is right in the middle of that construction area, so we kind of have to go through the shoulder to get through. Bottom line is traffic is passing, but very, very slowly. You may want to consider an alternate route across the Escambia Bay Bridge this morning. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Ray Romero.
Gulf Coast weather from Local 15 and the Kemco Metal Buildings Weather Center.
It is going to be a tropical Wednesday with a lot of moisture moving in from the Gulf of Mexico. We've got about a 50% chance that your neighborhood will get some wet weather. Highs today will be topping out in the upper 80s. We'll have a daily dose of scattered showers and storms through Friday. I'm Kelly Foster for Local 15 News and this iHeartRadio station.
Sessions speaks. Good morning. I'm Local 15's Darwin Singleton, and these are your local news headlines at this hour. Meetings with Russians, the firing of FBI Director James Comey, and conversations with President Trump. All topics brought before U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions during Tuesday's grilling by a Senate Intelligence Committee looking into Russia's influence on our elections. The former senator from Mobile was at times evasive and often defiant during the hearing. While he refused to answer questions about discussions he might have had with the president about Comey, Sessions appeared angered by suggestions he might have been in collusion with the Russians, calling that idea, quote, appalling and detestable lie. Residents in Pensacola's North Hill community are paying closer attention to their streets and sidewalks lately. The Pensacola Police Department says there has been a rash of break-ins in that neighborhood, far more than usual, at least 10 in the past few weeks. Most are concentrated north of Cervantes Street and east of East Street between Blunt Street and Lakeview Avenue. The police department is calling on neighbors to be vigilant until they arrest the culprits. International Paper will not be cited nor fined after their Cantonment, Florida mill malfunctioned in January. OSHA found a digester exploded when non-condensable gases built up inside. The mill has implemented new safety procedures to prevent future explosions. No one was injured, but black sludge covered homes and cars throughout the area. News breaks while you sleep, so when you wake, we'll catch you up on what's happening along the Gulf Coast and around the world every weekday morning on Local 15 Today. We start at 5 a.m. I'm Local 15's Darwin Singleton reporting for this iHeartRadio station.
This is a Fox News Alert. I'm Chris Foster. Louisiana Congressman Steve Scalise is among at least 4 people reported to have been shot at a baseball practice this morning in Alexandria, Virginia. Whether there are fatalities here, we don't know. We're told the shooting went on for 10 minutes with dozens of shots fired by a man with a rifle who has been shot himself and taken into custody by U.S. Capitol Police. Congressman Scalise is shot in the hip. He has a security detail as a member of the congressional leadership. He's the House Majority Whip, a Republican. Florida Congressman Ron DeSantis tells Fox.
I actually left a little early, probably about a couple minutes before this all happened, and as I was getting into the car with one of my colleagues, Jeff Duncan, there was a guy that walked up to us that was asking whether it was Republicans or Democrats out there, and it was just a little odd, and then he kind of walked towards the area where all this happened.
And these were all Republicans practicing for an annual game tomorrow. This is a Fox News Alert.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss. Ken Fisher, founder and executive chairman of Fisher Investments.
We don't sell annuities. We'll never sell annuities. Most annuities have nosebleed level fees, don't do what the customer thinks they do, have tremendous tax problems, are hard to get out of once you're in them, and are extremely confusing.
Don't let the sound of guaranteed income lead you to financial headache. Call now for your free report, Annuity Insights, and find out why legendary money manager Ken Fisher hates annuities. Call 1-800-773-7070 and see what you might be getting into.
Anything you want to do with annuities, there's a better way to do. If you have more than $500,000 to invest, talk to us.
Get your free report, Annuity Insights, and find out the 9 questions every annuity investor should ask. Call now, 1-800-773-7070. That's 1-800-773-7070.
The hottest selling safe in America just got hotter. Just in time for Father's Day, get the Marble Finish Fat Boy Jr. with electronic lock, regularly $17.99, now $15.99 at Mike Ward's Liberty Safes. Plus 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home ground floor delivery up to 50 miles. But hurry, quantities are limited. Save $200 on the Fat Boy Jr. with electronic lock, now through Father's Day at Mike Ward's Liberty Safes, I-65 at Moffett Road. Just look for the giant Liberty Safe.
I'm Uncle Henry, a customer of Heads Heating and Air Conditioning. I've used them for maintenance and for when my old system went out on me. Last year, I asked them to turn to the experts, Carrier, and replace my old natural gas furnace with a Carrier 95% high-efficiency unit. And so I had a cozy, warm home last winter with lower heating bills, and I'm looking forward to a cool home this summer with that new system. Carrier, high-efficiency natural gas, and Heads Heating and Air Conditioning make a great team. Did you know they've got financing available at 0% interest for up to 60 months? You can't beat 0% on a new system. What a great combo. Carrier, natural gas, Heads Heating and Air Conditioning, and financing at 0% interest for up to 60 months. So turn to the experts, Carrier, and call Heads Heating and Air Conditioning. The number is 251-653-7873. 251-653-7873. See if you qualify for that great deal on 0% interest.
It's Heating and Air Conditioning, where 3 heads are better than 1.
You're home for Rush every weekday at 11. This is the Uncle Henry Show on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Uncle Henry Show. Thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM 99.5 FM, The Jag. Still looking for more information on the shooting in Alexandria, Virginia. Congressional baseball practice with a gunman shooting at the people out on the baseball field. One of the people shot, Representative Steve Scalise of Louisiana. Let's see, we've got a few reports here. Here is Paul Wagner of Fox affiliate WTTG giving some details on the confirmed injuries.
Understand is that there were 2 Capitol Police officers who were there as security detail for the whip. They were hit. It's unclear how badly they were hit. One has been medevaced to MedStar, and a second helicopter is landing right now to apparently take that second officer also to MedStar. It's unclear how badly they were hit at this point. I know you have been reporting that Scalise was hit. My source is saying that he was hit in the hip. Unclear how badly he's been wounded. At this point, there is one person in custody.
And let's see, here is Tom Fitzgerald, also from Fox affiliate WTTG, with more on those injuries.
Just spoke to sources in the U.S. Capitol Police. They are confirming this morning that this did take place. The Congressman Steve Scalise was one of the individuals involved. There's very preliminary evidence at this point from what we have heard. One of these individuals was shot in the thigh, another individual in the upper head. We are told the individual who was hit in the thigh was transported first. The individual who had the upper body injury was then transported. We are told both of these injuries, the law enforcement sources told us, are expected to survive.
Okay, so those are details on the injuries. Now let's see, we've got a witness, David Woodruff, who says he heard at least a dozen shots.
Clearly, there were gunshots. They were echoing off the buildings that are around here. I kept running about another 20 yards and then heard 4 more shots, and at that point, ducked into a garage, called 911.
And I've read other reports where there are a lot of people reporting many other shots, way more than a dozen. Here again is witness David Woodruff.
Since I've been here, we've seen Eagle 1, the U.S. Parks Police helicopter, has departed twice with victims. We've seen at least one ambulance leave under police escort.
Okay, so suspect, and there's conflicting reports on the suspect, whether or not the suspect, we know that the situation's under control. Not sure if the suspect is alive. The suspect may have been shot and killed in this shooting incident. We'll continue to bring you as many details as we can find on the Alexandria shooting involving the House Majority Whip Steve Scalise. As we continue, first we have traffic and weather. We do it together for you every 10 minutes on the 9s.
Time Saver Traffic from the Dean McCrary Mazda Traffic Center.
The backup is now between 2 and 3 miles in length on westbound I-10. For those of you passing up Avalon Boulevard and approaching the Escambia Bay Bridge, this is a major accident that's been with us for quite a while this morning. That you are passing in kind of the far right lane. This is right in the middle of that construction area, so we kind of have to go through the shoulder to get through. Bottom line is traffic is passing, but very, very slowly. You may want to consider an alternate route across the Escambia Bay Bridge this morning. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Ray Romero.
This report is brought to you by LifeLock. Some mornings, opening your eyes is hard, but LifeLock's eyes are already open to a wide range of identity threats. Stuff you can't see by just monitoring your credit. If something happens, U.S.-based specialists can work to fix it. Go to LifeLock.com, use promo code RISK, save 10%.
Gulf Coast weather from Local 15 and the Southern Cancer Center. Weather Center.
Muggy on this Wednesday, high temperature of 87 degrees. We've had about a 50-50 shot of wet weather for today. So we'll start out cloudy, little isolated action by mid-morning, and things ramping up by lunchtime. Don't leave home without the umbrella. I'm Kelly Foster for Local 15 News and this iHeartRadio station.
This report is brought to you by LifeLock. Some mornings, opening your eyes is hard, but LifeLock's eyes are already open to a wide range of identity threats. Stuff you can't see by just monitoring your credit. If something happens, U.S.-based specialists can work to fix it. Go to LifeLock.com, use promo code RISK, save 10%.
We love Nick Saban. Just wanted to get that out of the way. This is the Uncle Henry Show on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Uncle Henry Show, thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show. The Daily Reagan coming up in about 10 minutes. Continuing to get more details on the shooting in Alexandria. with Representative Steve Scalise and others shot at a baseball event. Mo Brooks of Alabama was there, and he was telling CNN that there were a number of congressmen and congressional staffers lying on the ground, and that he himself used his belt as a tourniquet to help one of the victims. And Mo Brooks said that the shooter appeared to be a white male, but that he only saw him for a second or two. So again, still waiting for more details on the situation. Meanwhile, and I'll let you know as soon as I find anything new. I will put it out over the air as quick as I can. Right now, though, we've got Angelo with us from Mobile Bay Coins. I was in Mobile Bay Coins yesterday. Have things been busy for Father's Day, Angelo? A lot of people coming in and picking things up for Dad?
It has. It's been quite busy. We've had a lot of folks coming in, picking up silver dollars, buying those Opinel knives we talk about all the time. It's been really nice. A lot of people are planning ahead. I'm expecting, though, that Friday and Saturday are going to be quite busy because a lot of people do tend to wait till the last minute.
Now, you mentioned the Opinel knives as a great gift for Father's Day. Yesterday, when I was in there, you said that one of the knives was so popular you had to order more of them.
Well, we've actually reordered all of them, but we're completely sold out of the number 8s right now at the moment. Now, that order should arrive today or tomorrow, so we'll still have time for folks. We have all the other sizes in stock. We've also ordered a couple new knives to come in that aren't Opinels, trying to make sure I change it up every time we place an order, so we always have some new and interesting knives here at the shop to show folks.
Okay, now why is the number 8 sold out? Why is that so popular?
It's basically just about the perfect size. Fits your hand really well. Once it's folded up and locked and in your pocket, it's not a big, heavy, bulky knife. So it's basically just sort of the optimal size. If you take one out and put it in your hand and hold it, thinking about cutting open a letter or something like that, it's just a very comfortable knife. And a lot of people like to know that the tools they're going to use, like a pocket knife, is comfortable in their hands when they're ready to use it.
Okay, so it just happens to be that it's the perfect size. The number 8 is the perfect size.
There you go.
Okay.
Great way to put it, Uncle Henry.
Well, that's the way you put it. And so you've got the Opinel knives, and you've got all those other great things to look at for Dad for Father's Day. And if you want to personalize something, there's still time to get something where you actually get something inscribed on it. Do we still have time for that?
We've still got time, yes. We've got all the way through Friday morning. Tony will have time to do that. We have all those engravable silver rounds and engravable silver bars, and even some silver pieces of jewelry if you wanted to get a keychain or something like that for Dad and have that engraved with a personal message on it. We've got time to get that done.
All right. Angelo, Mobile Bay Coins, this is where you go for Father's Day. There's so many things in there. I guarantee you're going to find something that you've never given Dad before. And that can be a lot of people don't know what to get Dad. Mobile Bay Coins is a place you can find the unique item. That's 2204 Government Street in Midtown. Angelo, have a great day.
You too, sir.
Thank you very much, Angelo. I took some family members in there yesterday. Angelo was very kind and patient. Very kind and patient with my family. Again, still looking for more updated info on the police, the shooting there in Alexandria, Virginia, with Representative Scalise. One of the people shot and 2 Capitol Police officers shot. Police are saying that the suspect is in custody. I'll get you more info as it becomes available here.
While they were watching
Obama spying on Americans,
you were listening. Keep on listening.
It's so sick.
Sean Hannity, 2 till 5. News Radio 710, WNTM.
Hey, you've wanted to do it for a while, but now are you finally ready to get a home theater system for your man cave or your family room? I'm Uncle Henry. Let me suggest a locally owned and operated company. It's TSI Alarms and Audio. TSI has years of experience in quality home theater design. They can professionally install your current audio and video equipment, or they can help you select television, audio, surround sound components that will fit your needs. And the size of the job doesn't matter. TSI will design your home theater around your budget, helping you get the most for your money. And it doesn't have to be just one room. TSI Audio can provide you with a complete system that will allow you to control the sound in multiple rooms throughout your home with just the push of a button. And you've heard of smart home technology? Ask TSI how they can help you with home automation. Call TSI at 251-662-0500 or visit them online at thetsigroup.com.
Hey there, this is Dr. Vanessa Marie Perry, the host of the Love Right Unplugged podcast on iHeartRadio, where we interview the top relationship experts, coaches, matchmakers, therapists, and couples. The podcast provides advice, tips, and inspiration to singles and couples on how to develop and maintain a healthy relationship. Check us out weekly. Search for Love Right Unplugged on iHeartRadio.
This is Uncle Henry. I want to tell you about Dr. Thomas Bender and Advanced Dermatology and Skincare Center. We love living on the Gulf Coast. We love all the fun activities, the fishing, the golf. But years of being out in the elements, well, that can accelerate damage to your skin. That can accelerate the aging process of your skin. Dr. Bender can help you with that. Dr. Bender is a board-certified dermatologist. He provides the latest innovations in medical skincare and cosmetic skincare, and he also has all the latest technology. He's got 3 convenient locations, Mobile, Daphne, and Bay Minette. You can find out more about Dr. Bender and all of the services he provides by going online. The website is advanceddermclinic.com. That's advanceddermclinic.com. You can make an appointment there online, or you can call for your appointment. The number is 251-631-3570. That's Advanced Dermatology and Skincare Center.
This is a Fox News alert. I'm Chris Foster. Louisiana Congressman Steve Scalise is among at least 4 people reported to have been shot at a baseball practice this morning in Alexandria, Virginia. Whether there are fatalities here, we don't know. We're told the shooting went on for 10 minutes with dozens of shots fired by a man with a rifle who has been shot himself and taken into custody by U.S. Capitol Police. Congressman Scalise is shot in the hip. He has a security detail as a member of the congressional leadership. He's the House Majority Whip, a Republican. Florida Congressman Ron DeSantis tells Fox,
I actually left a little early, probably about a couple minutes before this all happened, and as I was getting into the car with one of my colleagues, Jeff Duncan, there was a guy that walked up to us that was asking whether it was Republicans or Democrats out there, and it was just a little odd, and then he kind of walked towards the area where all this happened.
And these were all Republicans practicing for an annual game tomorrow. This is a Fox News alert.
710 Time Saver Traffic from the Main Street Flooring and Design Traffic Center.
The backup is now about 3 miles on westbound I-10, passing up Avalon Boulevard before the Escambia Bay Bridge. Accident with injury that's been with us for a while this morning occurred right in the midst of that construction zone, so traffic has to stick to the left lane to get through the area. Then you cut back through the construction. Kind of a delicate maneuver there, and that's why this delay has gotten as long as it has. Also looking at a crash on Government at Ann Street in Mobile. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Ray Romero.
This report is brought to you by LifeLock. Some mornings, opening your eyes is hard, but LifeLock's eyes are already open to a wide range of identity threats. Stuff you can't see by just monitoring your credit. If something happens, U.S.-based specialists can work to fix it. Go to LifeLock.com, use promo code RISK, save 10%.
Gulf Coast weather from Local 15 and the Kemco Metal Buildings Weather Center.
It is going to be a wet Wednesday along the Gulf Coast. We'll start out cloudy. Then we're going to have a few pop-up storms by mid-morning, the scattered variety at lunchtime. And by the afternoon, I think everybody's going to be dodging some showers and storms. So keep the umbrella close, the rain boots in the back seat. And where it's not raining, it's going to be warm with highs in the upper 80s. I'm Kelly Foster for Local 15 News and this iHeartRadio station.
This morning at 9, Ask the Expert. Then Rush at 11. Right now, it's Uncle Henry on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM 99.5 FM The Jag. We'll have the Daily Reagan in just a moment. Just want to give you some more updated information on the shooting out of Alexandria, Virginia, where Representative Scalise and others were shot by a gunman at a baseball practice this morning. President Trump just tweeted about a minute ago. President Trump tweeted, Representative Steve Scalise of Louisiana, a true friend and patriot, was badly injured but will fully recover. Our thoughts and prayers are with him. So that is a tweet from President Trump President Trump about Steve Scalise. See, NBC News reporting that he is in stable condition. Steve Scalise is in stable condition, with sources saying, including Mo Brooks, that he was wounded in his hip area. Now sources are saying at least one Capitol Police officer was also shot. So there are conflicting reports of how many people were shot in the attack. Police are saying that a suspect is in custody and is not a threat. So that is the latest on the shooting out of Alexandria. I will keep you up to date as we go on with any new details that pop up on the shooting there, but the situation under control. And we're waiting for more information. Of course, curious about who was shot and how severe the injuries are, and also details on the shooter. Now, to the Daily Reagan. The Daily Reagan is a presentation of SAD Healthcare, SAAD, sadhealthcare.com. Today is President Trump's birthday. President Trump is celebrating his 71st birthday. I thought I would share with you a Ronald Reagan birthday. This is how President Reagan celebrated a birthday. I believe it was a surprise where Nancy surprised him with a birthday cake.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Happy birthday to you.
And 2 days early. Aren't they
Happy
coming
birthday.
fast enough without moving it up?
Hold the candle out. Make a wish.
You should know what I'm wishing.
It's easy enough to guess, sir. It's easy enough to guess.
Now.
Read it for us, Mr. President.
Well, it says, I love you, and it says, what more can I say? Happy birthday. And then it says, guess who? But she already just gave it away. Well, thank you very much.
So, no word on how the president will celebrate his birthday. And probably not in the mood to celebrate with a shooting of a congressman going on in Alexandria today. The Daily Reagan, a presentation of SAD Healthcare. SAAD is how you spell it, sadhealthcare.com. And thank you to SAD Healthcare for supporting the Daily Reagan. Let's see. Continuing to follow the story out of Alexandria with Congressman Steve Scalise, House Majority Whip, getting shot in the hip while at a baseball field in Alexandria. Here is Fox News' Rachel Sutherland.
Republican Congressman Ron DeSantis was there.
There was a guy that walked up to us that was asking whether there was Republicans or Democrats out there, and it was just a little odd, and then he kind of walked towards the area where all this happened.
DeSantis can't say whether that man was a shooter. We are hearing the gunman is in custody. 2 police officers were also shot. The lawmakers were on the field practicing for a charity baseball game. Rachel Sutherland, Fox News.
Okay. And again, reports are that the congressman is in stable condition. No word on the condition of the other people that were shot. But the shooting around I don't know if it was 6:15 local time with a rifle. And the shooting, according to reports, this went on for about 10 minutes. So we'll have more information for you as it becomes available on the shooting. Let's see. We do have witness. Here's a witness David Woodruff that was in the area when it was all going on.
Clearly, there were gunshots. They were echoing off the buildings that are around here. I kept running about another 20 yards and then heard 4 more shots, and at that point, ducked into a garage, called 911.
Yeah, and that he said at least a dozen. There have been other people that have reported many more shots, and with people saying that it went on for 10 minutes, no telling how many shots.
Since I've been here, we've seen Eagle 1, the U.S. Parks Police helicopter, has departed twice with victims. We've seen one ambulance, at least one ambulance leave under police escort.
So again, more details as they become available on the shooting there in Alexandria. The White House has released a statement wishing Steve Scalise and the others well. And as I mentioned to you a few minutes ago, President Trump has tweeted about the situation. This is the statement from President Trump released by the White House. The statement is, the Vice President and I are aware of the shooting incident in Virginia and are monitoring developments closely. We are deeply saddened by this tragedy. Our thoughts and prayers are with the members of Congress, their staffs, Capitol Police, first responders, and all others affected. So more details as they become available here on News Radio 710 WNTM and 99.5 FM The Jag. In fact, we're going to have a news break coming your way. In about 2 minutes, you'll get all the latest, both from Fox and also local news, traffic and weather, and then back with another hour of Uncle Henry Show. We're here with Virginia McNeil O'Brien of McNeil Aarons Lambert Financial Group. Virginia, I've heard you talking about the Second Opinion Service at MAL Financial. Can you tell us about it?
Sure, Uncle Henry. We offer our Second Opinion service with no obligation or cost to your listeners. We ask them to bring in their investment statements. We then take all of their statements and do a deep analysis of all of their investments in their portfolio.
You don't charge a fee for all this?
Uncle Henry, that is something we do not do and haven't done since 1922 when my great-grandfather started our firm. We know that if we do a good and honest job of our Second Opinion service and explain everything in simple and easy-to-understand terms, people will turn to us to help them with their retirement planning needs.
You can call McNeil Aarons Lambert at 251-666-5000 or visit them online at malfinancial.com. Ed and Virginia are investment advisor representatives with AE Wealth Management. Investment advisory services offered through AE Wealth Management, which is an SEC-registered investment advisor. Angelo's here from Mobile Bay Coins. Angelo, designer high-end jewelry and Mobile Bay Coins, do those two things go together?
They mix together very, very well, Uncle Henry, whether you're trying to buy or sell. And I want to talk about that for a second. If you're trying to sell some designer jewelry, most of those items are made out of sterling silver and they're accented with gold or maybe some other metals. And if you take those somewhere else, they're going to pay you the melt value of that sterling silver, which isn't a whole lot of money. You bring those to Mobile Bay Coins, you're going to get the designer jewelry price for those items, not the scrap metal price. And at the same time, if you're trying to buy one of those for a girlfriend or your mom or somebody in your family, you go to the mall and you see what the prices are for those things brand new, you're going to pay about 1/5 of the actual price if you come to Mobile Bay Coins.
Okay, so Mobile Bay Coins and high-end designer jewelry go together.
Very, very well, and save you a ton of money.
Mobile Bay Coins, 2204 Government Street, Midtown Mobile. Look for them on Facebook.
Your home for traffic and weather on the 9s every morning. News Radio 710 WNTM, Mobile, and I.
Scalise's detail. He was saying also, telling ABC News that he said he was seeing shots skipping off the warning track, at least 50, 60 shots. So again, a high-powered assault, large gauge rifle, semi-automatic. We're hearing that he was shooting, and so they could see this going into the dirt all around. People were trying to scatter. If they couldn't scatter, laying down on the ground and trying to avoid getting hit. But this could have been much, much worse. We heard from Senator Jeff Flake talk about a few moments ago. About 25 members of the Republican Congress were there. This is the Republican side. Dave, as you mentioned, the Democrats at another location, and they were diving into the dugout and trying to, again, keep everybody safe as best they can while those Capitol Police officers then returned fire to at this man who was attacking them.
All right, we are understanding that the Alexandria police chief is making his way down to that area along Monroe Avenue and should be giving us an update, hopefully sometime in the next couple of minutes. As we hit 9 o'clock now on this Wednesday morning, it has been just under 2 hours since this scene first began unfolding. It was 7:15 earlier this morning. A beautiful start to the day in Alexandria at this park, this baseball diamond along East Monroe Avenue in the Delray area of Alexandria. And here we are getting an update from Police Chief Brown. Take a listen.
Information we can to make sure that you have the information you need for your work.
Chief,
thank you very much. I'm going to turn it. I'm going to turn it back over to the Alexandria chief.
Thank you, Chief. We're not going to ask it, folks. We're not going to answer any questions at this point because this, as the chief pointed out, this is an active, ongoing investigation. We call the crime scene hot because we're collecting information and evidence, and it would be premature for us to respond any further. In an hour and a half, we will come back together and give you an update on what we can speak to, and perhaps answer some questions at that time.
Any indication of an ongoing shooting? Any other shooters out there?
This is a stable situation at this point. There's no additional threat. We consider this incident to be a closed incident under investigation. Thank you very much. We'll be back with you in about an hour and a half. Thank you.
House Democrats are suing President Trump today, accusing him of violating the Constitution, accepting money from foreign governments and his businesses. The White House disputes that, calling it politically motivated. A fire in London. Fox's Simon Owen live outside a charred, smoldering apartment building.
Dave, the tower looks to be largely gutted. The head of the fire service here calling it an unprecedented incident. This building contains 120 apartments, and the fire, which apparently broke out around 1 a.m., spread quickly. Police saying at least 6 people were killed. Witnesses described seeing people banging on the windows, screaming for help. Even now, many hours later, there's black smoke rising into the sky. Dave?
This is Fox News.
Immediately, we heard the gunfire coming from my left as I stand here right now, and there was a lot of baseball players moving across the street and to my right. They looked frantic. They were obviously trying to get away from the shooting. We also had a couple of customers. One of them was already on the phone with the police. So the police were able to arrive within probably a minute or two of the situation. I was on the phone with the owner of the company. We locked the door, escorted the customers into the back. Then I came back up front to tell Mark what was going on, and we could...
To the city. Moss says the increase is due in part to the $3 million pipe replacement project underway right now on the causeway. But Spanish Fort Water Systems attorney Sean Alvis says he's still waiting for Moss to send over the financial information that justifies the increase. Still no word yet on how much rates will increase for customers of the Spanish Fort Water System. Trying to find something fun for the kids now that summer vacation is here? How about Gulf Discovery Day at Bellingrath Gardens? Today, from 9 until noon, those curious about our beautiful wildlife habitat will be enjoying all kinds of displays at the site. Dauphin Island Sea Lab, there to show you creatures living in Mobile Bay, and the Environmental Studies Center will wow you with rehabilitated hawks, owls, and other birds of prey. Admission for adults is $13, kids $7.50, and children 4 and under get in free. News breaks while you sleep, so when you wake, we'll catch you up on what's happening along the Gulf Coast and around the world every weekday morning on Local 15 Today. We start at 5 a.m. I'm Local 15's Darwin Singleton, reporting for this iHeart radio station.
When you're hiring for a growing business, you don't need lots of candidates. You need the right candidates. You need Indeed.com. With an algorithm that positions your job post where quality candidates are, and screener questions that help you zero in on the best talent. Indeed.com, the site proven through an independent study to deliver 5 times more hires than any other. New users claim your $50 credit for a sponsored job at Indeed.com/credit. Indeed, the world's #1 job site. Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
Kyle is a dog trainer.
Okay, sit. Good boy.
In his personal time, Kyle's a personal trainer.
1, 2, good.
Kyle knows how to get results, but when it comes to mortgages, he's less confident.
Guilty as charged.
Fortunately, there's Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. It's simple, so he can understand the details and know he's getting the right mortgage. Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. Apply simply, understand fully, mortgage confidently. Go to rocketmortgage.com today.
Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states. NMLSconsumeraccess.org, number 3030.
from the Mercedes-Benz of Mobile Studios. This is the Uncle Henry Show on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Uncle Henry Show. Thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM 99.5 FM The Jag. This morning, following the situation out of Alexandria, Virginia, where Congressman Steve Scalise of Louisiana was shot at a baseball practice this morning. Others were also shot, believed to be Capitol Police, suspect in custody. I'm waiting for more information on the situation. Now, just moments ago, about 3 or 4 minutes ago, the Alexandria police spoke to reporters, and I've got for you here the Alexandria police chief explaining that they don't have much to tell us.
We're not going to ask it, folks, we're not going to answer any questions at this point because this, as the chief pointed out, this is an active, ongoing investigation. We call the crime scene hot because we're collecting information and evidence, and it would be premature for us to respond any further. In an hour and a half, we will come back together and give you an update on what we can speak to and perhaps answer some questions at that time.
Any indication of an ongoing shooting? Any other shooters out there?
This is a stable situation at this point. There's no additional threat. We consider this incident to be a closed incident under investigation. Thank you very much. We'll be back with you in about an hour and a half. Thank you.
Okay, so that was just a few minutes ago. So sometime around 9:30 our time, we will get an update from the Alexandria Police and the Capitol Police about what went on today. There are reports, news organizations reporting that Steve Scalise, who was shot, is in stable condition. No word on the condition of the other people shot in this incident. President Trump has tweeted, Representative Steve Scalise of Louisiana, a true friend and patriot, was badly injured but will fully recover. Our thoughts and prayers are with him. So that word from President Trump on the condition of Steve Scalise. The media interviewing lots of witnesses about what happened there. Let's see, Rand Paul. You may remember Rand Paul. Senator Rand Paul was an eyewitness there at what happened. And we'll get into that when we come back from traffic and weather.
710 Time Saver Traffic from the Main Street Flooring and Design Traffic Center.
We have a big problem now for I-65 drivers. There's a northbound accident that occurred at the Moffett Road overpass. You've got at least one injury involved here. A lot of emergency vehicles on the scene. Left and the center lanes are both blocked. You're only passing in the right lane of traffic. Delay now is between 1 mile and 2 miles in length and barely moving through the area. You may want to go an alternate route there. Still tight westbound I-10 stepping onto the Escambia Bay Bridge, but that earlier accident has been cleared. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Ray Romero.
Gulf Coast weather from Local 15 and the Kemco Metal Buildings Weather Center.
It is going to be mighty muggy on this Wednesday. High temperature of 87 degrees. We've got about a 50-50 shot of wet weather for today. So we'll start out cloudy, little isolated action by mid-morning, and things ramping up by lunchtime. Don't leave home without the umbrella. I'm Kelly Foster for Local 15 News and this iHeartRadio station.
This report is brought to you by LifeLock. Some mornings, opening your eyes is hard, but LifeLock's eyes are already open to a wide range of identity threats. Stuff you can't see by just monitoring your credit. If something happens, U.S.-based specialists can work to fix it. Go to LifeLock.com, use promo code RISK, save 10%.
Never miss a riff. TK101, the rock station. Roll Tide. This is the Uncle Henry Show on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Uncle Henry Show. Thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show. And starting to hear from lots of witnesses to what happened this morning in Alexandria, Virginia, Let's see, Kentucky Senator Rand Paul. He says he was in the batting cage there at the baseball field when the shots were fired.
In the field, I see Representative Scalise is shot but moving, and he's trying to drag himself through the dirt out into the outfield.
He has more to say.
I could see way in the distance, and everybody was saying he has a blue shirt on, but I could not see. The gun sounded like an AR-15 to most of us, and we couldn't see the gun, but it was a rifle.
Let's see. Additionally,
everybody probably would have died except for the fact that the Capitol Hill Police were there, and the only reason they were there is because we had a member of leadership on our team.
Yes, Steve Scalise does have a security detail with him at all times because he is a member of the leadership. And more from Rand Paul.
Probably saved the lives of everybody there. Had they not been there, it would have been a massacre. And because there's no escaping a guy with if he's got several hundred bullets, and we had no weapons and no place to hide.
So that was Rand Paul. Now, there are sources telling NBC News Radio that the gunman is dead. Now, we did not hear that from the Alexandria police chief who spoke minutes ago, or the Capitol Police, but that's what some sources are telling NBC News Radio. But that is not official. We have not gotten that as official word. That is just being reported by some sources. So, again, it'll be about 90 minutes before we get official word from the police organizations about what they believe has happened. And I'm sure between now and then, many more eyewitnesses coming forward to tell what they noticed, like Rand Paul was able to observe. We did have reports from several sources, including the president, saying that Steve Scalise himself is in stable condition. But no word on the other people that were injured, the Capitol Police that were shot. Let's see, Representative Jim Jordan is a friend of Steve Scalise, and he came forward with some words today.
Oh, he's just a wonderful guy. Been involved in politics in Louisiana. Was in the state house there before he came to Congress, and obviously he's our whip, and just a good man with a wonderful family and young children. And let's hope everything works out. And anyone who was hurt is going to be okay in the long run. That's all we're praying for now.
Indeed. So, still waiting for any additional information. All we'll really get for the next 90 minutes probably are more eyewitness accounts, helping to paint a picture of what went on there. And we won't get anything official, as I've told you, for about 90 minutes until Capitol Police decide to come forward with their thoughts on what happened. If you were listening moments ago, you heard the Capitol Police and the Alexandria Police Chief say that they're still considering it, I think they used the word hot, crime scene, because they're still there at the scene trying to determine all the facts. There's more to come. Uncle Henry Show continues here on News Radio 710 WNTM and 99.5 FM, The Jag.
The always patriotic Harley-Davidson of Pensacola and yours truly, Chip Nelson, Rockets Rush chairman, telling you about a very special bike night and flag retirement ceremony this coming Thursday from 6 till 9 at the dealership. They're teaming up with the Vietnam Vets MC in the spirit of Flag Day and hosting a ceremonial flag retirement burning ceremony. So bring your old flags by. Also enjoy music from the High Horse Band, free burgers and dogs from the Hog Club. Bike night Thursday night, 6 till 9 at Harley-Davidson of Pensacola, Highway 29, Car City.
When you have a passion for pasta or pizza, it's Pizzeria Delfina. Owner Richie Gambino puts his personal touch on perfecting pasta, pizza, calzone, antipasta, stromboli, and more. With fresh ingredients and a love for for creating culinary classics for lunch and dinner Monday through Saturday, and on Sunday too from 4 to 9 p.m. Pizzeria Delfina. Authentic Italian food made fresh to order. Dine-in, takeout, catering, and delivery available through Port City Deliveries. Pizzeria Delfina. Lower Dolphin Street, downtown Mobile.
It's the end of quarter clearance sale at Lumber Liquidators. Get unbeatable deals on top quality pre-finished hardwood and bamboo flooring from just $149. $1 off per square foot on beautiful Bellawood hardwood. Wood look waterproof flooring up to 50% off. And North American and European laminate up to 36% off. Plus clearance deals on small lots, closeouts, and more from 59 cents at your local store. And special financing. Hurry, get to the end of quarter clearance sale at Lumber Liquidators today.
When you're hiring for a growing business, you don't need lots of candidates. You need the right candidates. You need Indeed.com. With an algorithm that positions your job post where quality candidates are, and screener questions that help you zero in on the best talent. Indeed.com, the site proven through an independent study to deliver 5 times more hires than any other. New users claim your $50 credit for a sponsored job at Indeed.com/credit. Indeed, the world's #1 job site. Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
The following message is brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Mom was just diagnosed with diabetes. She's worried, and I'm worried.
My doctor told me I'm at risk for type 2 diabetes, just like my sister.
Dad told me that his father died of diabetes.
Everyone in my family needs to lose some weight. Does that put us at risk for diabetes?
You've just heard a few of the many voices of diabetes. Sound like someone in your family? If so, it's important to know that if diabetes runs in your family, you could be at risk too. The National Diabetes Education Program has free information to help you prevent type 2 diabetes. Call 1-888-693-NDEP or click yourdiabetesinfo.org.
One call.
One click.
Find out if your family's history of diabetes puts you at risk. Call 1-888-693-NDEP or click yourdiabetesinfo.org.
The National Diabetes Education Program, your source for free diabetes information.
iHeartRadio. With services and features no one else has, iHeartRadio gives you the best live radio and your music in one place. What a great way to binge on all things you. Now iHeartRadio is even better. Unlimited skips. For those times when your favorite song just isn't your favorite right now.
Maybe later.
Play any song when you absolutely just have to hear your song right now.
I gotta hear it.
Instantly replay or save songs to your personal playlist. Why not? It's your jam.
It is my jam.
Listen as much as you like. Speaking of listening as much as you like, you can listen offline, data-free. No excuses. It's how radio gets to you. Hassle-free. iHeartRadio free. iHeartRadio Plus. And iHeartRadio All Access. Powered by Napster. Pick the one that's right for you. Free radio and your music all in one app. iHeartRadio. Go to iHeartRadio.com now to upgrade.
We have a big problem now for I-65 drivers. There is a northbound accident that occurred at the Moffett Road overpass. You've got at least one injury involved here. A lot of emergency vehicles on the scene. Left and the center lanes are both blocked. You're only passing in the right lane of traffic. Delay now is between 1 mile and 2 miles in length and barely moving through the area. You may want to go an alternate route there. Still tight westbound I-10 stepping onto the Escambia Bay Bridge, but that earlier accident has been cleared. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Ray Romero.
This report is brought to you by Always Money. Get up to $500 fast with Always Money Cash Advance. Simply write a personal check, or they'll print one for you, and get the cash you need until your next payday. Bank account required. Use payday advances responsibly.
Gulf Coast weather from Local 15 and the Southern Cancer Center. Weather Center.
It is going to be a wet Wednesday along the Gulf Coast. We'll start out cloudy. Then we're going to have a few pop-up storms by mid-morning, the scattered variety at lunchtime. And by the afternoon, I think everybody's going to be dodging some showers and storms. So keep the umbrella close, the rain boots in the back seat. And where it's not raining, it's going to be warm with highs in the upper 80s. I'm Kelly Foster for Local 15 News and this iHeartRadio station.
Your home for traffic and weather on the 9s every morning. This is News Radio 710 WNTM.
Thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM 99.5 FM The Jag. Continuing to watch the latest on the Alexandria shooting, with more details coming out about what happened there in Alexandria, where House Majority Whip Steve Scalise, one of the people injured after a gunman opened fire during an early morning baseball practice for Republican members of Congress. Now, Arizona, we heard in the last segment of the show, I was sharing with you some eyewitness account from Senator Rand Paul. Arizona Republican Senator Jeff Flake was also there, and Senator Flake says that Steve Scalise was fielding balls at second base.
All of a sudden we heard a very loud shot. Everybody thought that sounds like a gun, and the gunman was over by the third base dugout with a clear view of the field and everybody on it.
Now, he's believed to have fired dozens of shots. In fact, some of the reports are anywhere from 50 to 60 shots were fired. Now, Senator Flake says he wanted to get to Scalise to help him, but couldn't get out there immediately because there were still shots being fired.
He dragged himself after he was shot from near second base about 10 or 15 yards into the field, just to be, I think, a little further away from the gunman. But he was laying motionless out there.
All right, and then they were eventually able to rush out there and help him. And reports are that he was conscious and coherent the entire time that he was being helped. Now, the shooter that was shooting, still no details on the person that was doing the shooting. But there are already news organizations reporting that sources say that the shooter himself is dead, but that's not been officially confirmed out there. Now, the neighborhood, what is the neighborhood like where the baseball field is? There's a lady, Beth Delano, that lives nearby.
Initially, I heard one or two police trucks, and living in a busy neighborhood on a busy street, you think nothing of it. And then as 5 turned into 10 or 20 and sheriff's trucks and ambulance, it became very aware that this was more than an average incident.
Yeah, in fact, some of the businesses that were nearby called the police and said that within a minute to 2 minutes, they had police there because they just had that kind of a response time to what was going on. So Steve Scalise in stable condition. President Trump says he's expected to fully recover. No word on the condition of other people that were shot. There are now reports that Congressman Roger Williams out of Texas, that he may have been injured or a member of his staff. That's not clear, and not sure if they were harmed by shots or harmed in some other way. But still lots of conflicting details about who may have been injured. But we will keep you up to date on all of that here on News Radio 710 WNTM and 99.5 FM The Jag. Now, it was about 20 minutes ago that the police chief for Alexandria and also the Capitol Police talked briefly with reporters. The police chief, Alexandria's police chief, came out to say, really, that for now they wouldn't have anything to say.
We're not going to ask it, folks, we're not going to answer any questions at this point because this, as the chief pointed out, this is an active, ongoing investigation. We call the crime scene hot because we're collecting information and evidence, and it would be premature for us to respond any further. In an hour and a half, we will come back together and give you an update on what we can speak to and perhaps answer some questions at that time.
Any indication of an ongoing shooting? Any other shooters out there?
This is a stable situation at this point. There's no additional threat. We consider this incident to be a closed incident under investigation. Thank you very much. We'll be back with you in about an hour and a half. Thank you.
Well, that good news that they consider it closed, that they don't think anybody else is out there that's going to be involved in all this. But it makes me wonder how desensitized we are in the country to shootings. We just had the 1-year anniversary of that mass shooting in Orlando. And this may, even though that was a mass shooting in Orlando, this may get a lot more play in the media because it was there inside the political and media bubble where this happened. But unfortunately, we get desensitized to these incidences when we have so many of them happen in the country from time to time. We've got news headlines coming your way. We've got the latest from Fox coming up in just a moment. Also, some local news headlines from Darwin Singleton of Local 15. Also, traffic and weather. And we'll keep you up to date on anything new, any new details that emerge from what happened in Alexandria. So all of that coming up in the next half hour here on News Radio 710 WNTM and 99.5 FM The Jag. And don't forget that you can listen anytime on your smartphone using the iHeartRadio app.
In April, Di-Fi did San Fran, and all hell broke out. Dianne Feinstein, a well-seasoned elder senator from California, held a town hall in her hometown of San Francisco. Feinstein told the assembled crowd that she was not on board with single-payer, the complete government takeover of health care, either in Washington or California. And that was like waving a red flag at a bull. The lefty mob erupted. They booed. They chanted single-payer now. They called Di-Fi a sellout. Not the kind of reception the elder senator is used to from the home crowd. Then on Sunday, Dianne Feinstein, Democrat, told CNN that Loretta Lynch, Obama's attorney general, should be investigated. She said we need to know more about James Comey's accusation under oath that Lynch pressured him to give Hillary's campaign FBI cover. Di-Fi did say the Lynch investigation should not be part of the Russia investigation, but that won't be enough to save her from what she's about to face. Democrats don't turn on Democrats. That's the rule. No matter how horrible the allegations, no matter how clear the facts, how corrupt the official, Democrats circle the wagons. And they certainly don't call for Democrats to be investigated. Dianne Feinstein had a memory lapse. She forgot to follow the Democrat scandal handbook. And back home, the crazed, unhinged Democrat base is very unforgiving, and she is about to find out. Did you know that in 34% of home invasions, the burglar gets in right through the front door? That's why you need a security system that offers complete coverage for all of your home's access points. Simply Safe Home Security. There are no long-term contracts, round-the-clock professional monitoring, only $14.99 a month. Get your Simply Safe system today and stop intruders at the front door. Go to simplysafeusa.com to get a special 10% discount. That's simplysafeusa.com.
One call could decide your child's future. We're Mathnasium Learning Centers, the world's specialist in teaching math. We began with a powerful idea. Teach kids math the way that makes sense to them, and kids will actually enjoy math. They'll do more of it, leading to higher and higher levels of mastery. Today, Mathnasium has 700 franchised locations. Find yours at mathnasium.com and make the call that could decide your child's future. Mathnasium, we make math make sense.
710 Time Saver Traffic from the Dean McCrary Audi Traffic Center.
We're monitoring two particularly big interstate problem spots this morning. One of them is northbound I-65 at the Moffett Road overpass. This is an accident involving injury. You've got multiple lanes blocked here. Only the far right lane is getting through the area. Delay from this is about 2 miles in length. The backup on westbound I-10 to the Avalon Boulevard area in Santa Rosa County, that's closer to 3 to 4 miles. The crash up past that exit is out of the roadway, but lots of heavy delays remain. I'm Ray Romero.
Gulf Coast weather from Local 15 and the Kemco Metal Buildings Weather Center.
It is going to be a tropical Wednesday with a lot of moisture moving in from the Gulf of Mexico. We've got about a 50% chance that your neighborhood will get some wet weather. Highs today will be topping out in the upper 80s. We'll have a daily dose of scattered showers and storms through Friday. I'm Kelly Foster for Local 15 News and this iHeartRadio station.
Filling the night sky with love.
Good morning. I'm Local 15's Darwin Singleton, and these are your local news headlines at this hour. Family and friends gathered Tuesday evening at the Fairhope Pier to release lanterns in memory of 17-year-old Lauren Wright. Wright was shot and killed over the weekend while at a bonfire near Demopolis, Alabama. Her accused shooter, 19-year-old Dalton Jowers, was in court Monday, where a judge set his bond at $10,000. He since posted bond and this morning is out of the Marengo County Jail. Lauren Wright will be laid to rest at 2 p.m. Friday at Memory Gardens in Fairhope. It's been 1 year since 19-year-old Michael Moore was fatally shot by a Mobile police officer. Tuesday, some residents unhappy with the investigation into that shooting spoke before City Council. A wrongful death suit is still working its way through the system, and the Mobile officer who shot Moore, Harold Hurst, remains on paid administrative leave. A grand jury decided that Officer Hurst's actions did not justify criminal charges, but the Department of Justice and FBI investigation is still ongoing. City leaders say a public safety committee meeting will be scheduled at a later date to discuss all of the issues brought up at yesterday's council meeting. Mobile police say they've caught the bold thief caught on camera stealing big screen TVs from a Mobile Walmart. Ronald Mims was arrested Tuesday. He's been charged with theft of property. Police say Mims stole televisions from the store on at least 4 different occasions. News breaks while you sleep, so when you wake, we'll catch you up on what's happening along the Gulf Coast and around the world every weekday morning on Local 15 Today. We start at 5 a.m. I'm Local 15's Darwin Singleton, reporting for this iHeartRadio station.
This is a Fox News alert. I'm Chris Foster. Louisiana Congressman Steve Scalise is among 5 people shot at a Republican baseball practice in Alexandria, Virginia. There are no reports that anyone's died. An armed man is in custody, shot by Capitol Police. Witnesses say he fired more than 50 times over 10 minutes before being taken down. Arizona Senator Jeff Flake was there.
He had a lot of ammo, and I think he must have been secured behind the third base dugout for a while. So it was tough to get to him.
Alexandria Police Chief Michael Brown.
This is a stable situation at this point. There's no additional threat. We consider this incident to be a closed incident under investigation.
This was a practice for an annual charity baseball game tomorrow being played by Democrats and Republicans in Congress. President Trump says in a statement he and Vice President Pence are deeply saddened by this tragedy. This is a Fox News alert.
This is Uncle Henry with news and comments. Scientists say we should rename our vegetables to make people want to eat them. I'll explain after this for SAD Healthcare. SAD Healthcare reminding you that your healthcare is your choice. When it comes to home health, ask your doctor for SAD, locally owned, family operated. It's spelled SAAD, sadhealthcare.com. A team of scientists at Stanford University found that people are more likely to eat their vegetables if you give vegetables seductive names. For example, instead of giving people beans, they called them sizzling beans. Instead of beets, they named them dynamite beets. And instead of just plain old carrots, they renamed them twisted citrus glazed carrots. When they changed the name of the vegetables, 25% more people picked the vegetables out and ate them. We are easily manipulated, aren't we? More of me at newsradio710.com.
MSNBC's Morning Joe speaks truth to power.
Here's a message to the White House. You keep lying, we're going to keep reporting.
With access to the people who matter.
Is the war on the media over?
From the Senate floor.
One issue you heard there where you thought, okay, maybe we can work with this president on that.
To the Oval Office.
Joe was first to report.
2 sources tell us at Morning Joe.
Through every hallway in the Beltway.
It's time to see what we see.
We see the need for an extensive investigation.
Morning Joe, weekdays 6 to 9 Eastern on MSNBC.
Are you living with pain? So is Lisa, a brave Marine wounded in Iraq.
After surviving an explosion, I was on horrible painkillers. I tried 1-hour pain relief, and now I'm pain-free all day without dangerous side effects. And it works in less than 1 hour.
Try it free for 1 week and pay only the shipping with no automatic shipments. Call 800-400-5610 right now or visit onehourpainrelief.com. That's 800-400-5610. 800-400-5610.
Kyle is a dog trainer.
Okay, Sid. Good boy.
In his personal time, Kyle's a personal trainer.
1, 2, good.
Kyle knows how to get results, but when it comes to mortgages, he's less confident.
Guilty as charged.
Fortunately, there's Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. It's simple, so he can understand the details and know he's getting the right mortgage. Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. Apply simply, understand fully, mortgage confidently. Go to rocketmortgage.com today.
Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states. NMLSconsumeraccess.org, number 3030.
Traffic updates every 10 minutes on the 9s every morning. This is the Uncle Henry Show on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Uncle Henry Show, thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show. Continuing to follow the developments with the Alexandria shooting. House Majority Whip Steve Scalise of Louisiana shot this morning in Alexandria, Virginia during an early morning practice for a congressional baseball game. Scalise hit in the hip, taken to a local hospital. He is in stable condition, expected to survive. In fact, President Trump tweeted out that he will fully recover. According to witnesses, multiple people were also hit in the shooting. Now, Representative Ron DeSantis of Florida was at the practice, and he left just a few minutes before the shooting happened. And during an interview with Fox and Friends a few moments ago, he described the security there at the baseball practice.
Pretty much people start getting there between 6:15 and 6:30. You have a number of members, I would say probably between 10 and 15 members of Congress at each practice normally. You have a lot of congressional staffers who throw BP, do that. So I'd say there's at least 10 staffers there. And then Steve, because he's in leadership, he has his security detail. So anytime you pull up, you see the big SUV, you see some of these guys out there. So there was actually security there, and that's because of Steve.
Now, Representative Ron DeSantis, you just heard him, of Florida, he also talked about an encounter that he had with somebody as he was, it was right before the shooting. As he was leaving, he encountered someone.
I actually left a little early, probably about a couple minutes before this all happened, and as I was getting into the car with one of my colleagues, Jeff Duncan, there was a guy that walked up to us that was asking whether it was Republicans or Democrats out there, and it was just a little odd, and then he kind of walked towards the area where all this happened. So we've told the police that.
Okay, and there's no indication that that was the shooter. Not sure if that was the shooter. But that was just something that DeSantis wanted to make sure that the police knew about, that he had that encounter that he found to be unusual. And still no word on the shooter himself. We know it's a male. We don't know much more. The police, about 40 minutes ago, did come out, Capitol Police and Alexandria Police, and said that they would have information for the media around 9:30 this morning as they collect all of that. We have traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 9s, and then we continue here on the Uncle Henry Show.
Well, the backup is now about a mile on northbound I-65 at the Moffett Road overpass, the scene of a big accident that has left only the right lane passing the area. You're going to find the brake lights waiting right around Dolphin Street. Meantime, westbound I-10 between Avalon Boulevard and the Escambia Bay Bridge in Santa Rosa County, still looking at an accident there that's been out of the roadway for a while, but that delay remains between 2 and 3 miles long. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Ray Romero.
This report is brought to you by McDonald's.
Hit McDonald's for mega values and variety. For a limited time, enjoy soft drinks for $1 each. Small McCafe Delights for $2, and sausage biscuits, burritos, and McMuffins just $1.19 each. Price and participation may vary.
Gulf Coast weather from Local 15 and the Southern Cancer Center. Weather Center.
It is going to be mighty muggy on this Wednesday. High temperature of 87 degrees. We've got about a 50-50 shot of wet weather for today. So we'll start out cloudy, little isolated action by mid-morning, and things ramping up by lunchtime. Don't leave home without the umbrella. I'm Kelly Foster for Local 15 News and this iHeartRadio station.
This report is brought to you by Lazy Boy.
It's Bess at Lazy Boy, making your living room rock. We're talking about the wow factor, you know. The soul of the house where you gather, watch TV, read, visit, live in it. Is it neglected and sad or loving and hugging? Because if it's sad, we can turn that frown upside down by making your living room rock.
News? Check. Traffic and weather? Check. Opinions? Check. This is the Uncle Henry Show, only on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Thank you for listening to News Radio 710 WNTM 99.5 FM The Jag. Have some more details on the shooting in Alexandria. Here's more from Senator Jeff Flake of Arizona. Senator Flake was one of the lawmakers that was taking part in the practice, and here he describes what happened.
We were doing batting practice, and there are a number of members and staff fielding. Steve Scalise was on second base, playing second base, fielding balls, and all of a sudden we heard a very loud shot. Everybody thought that sounds like a gun, and the gunman was over by the third base dugout with a clear view of the field and everybody on it. And then all of a sudden a couple more shots, and we knew what it was.
Now here is more from Arizona Senator Jeff Flake saying that he did catch a glimpse of the shooter as he and others were taking shelter in the dugout.
Looked like 40s, maybe 50. White, dark hair, white, with a blue shirt on, I think jeans. My view of him was just quick behind the dugout, and then when I realized he had a line of sight into the dugout with all the members there, then we obviously went back down quickly.
And they, Jeff Flake says that this shooting incident, lasted at least 10 minutes, and he says he believes at least 50 shots were fired. And it has been established earlier, there were Capitol Police there, a security detail, because of Representative Scalise is in the leadership. So the security detail was in there, and they engaged the shooter before the police arrived on the scene and were able to get the suspect. And I'm not sure about what getting the suspect means, because we've already had conflicting reports. Some news organizations say the suspect is in custody. Some news organizations are saying the suspect is no longer alive. So not exactly sure what the situation is with the suspect. But waiting, probably it'll be another 45 minutes or so before we get something more definitive out of the authorities on the suspect. And also waiting for more details on how many people were injured, because initially we had the reports that it was the representative that was shot and 2 Capitol Police officers, and now there are additional reports that a congressional aide was also injured. So waiting for more details there. But certainly a tense situation this morning there in Alexandria, Virginia, with that shooting. And it's the idea of it going on for 10 minutes. I can't remember the name of the lawmaker, but one of the lawmakers out there said that it reminded him of when he was in Iraq, only that he was without. Here, it was Representative Brad Winstrup. He said, quote, "It felt like I was back in Iraq, but without my weapon." And Representative Winstrup is a former combat surgeon in Iraq, and he was there with Mo Brooks to offer some assistance to Representative Scalise. Once the shooter was subdued, Winstrup, former combat surgeon, was able to offer some assistance there. So Steve Scalise did have a very qualified person right there able to help him out. All right, more to come. Uncle Henry Show continues here on News Radio 710 WNTM and The Jag. Angelo's here from Mobile Bay Coins. Angelo, do you really buy coins?
We certainly do, Uncle Henry, and that's one thing a lot of people, I guess, just don't realize is, yes, we do free appraisals, yes, we inspect your jewelry, and we do all these other cool things, but if you come in with a coin collection and you want to sell it, that offer we're making you is the amount of money we're going to give you if you decide to sell it.
So you buy them from individuals, not just wholesalers? You buy them from people off the street?
Correct. Uncle Henry, if your neighbor has a coin collection that her grandfather left her and she wants to bring it by the shop, we will do a free appraisal, we will make an offer, and she can walk out the door with a check or cash in her hands.
What if a person just has one coin? Is that enough, or do they need to have a collection?
That's plenty. They can bring one coin by. They can bring the entire collection by. We recommend that the more they have, bring it in all at once and let us go through the whole process. We love to take a look at them and make them a great offer.
So you really buy coins?
We really, truly buy coins at Mobile Bay Coins.
Mobile Bay Coins, 2204 Government Street, Midtown Mobile. Look for them on Facebook, mobilebaycoins.com.
Okay, Gulf Coast, you've asked for it and you've got it. Gulf Coast deals are back. This is your chance to score half-price deals from your favorite local businesses, restaurants, fun activities, and more. It's all the fun at half the price from the spots you already enjoy and the places you may have wanted to experience. Just go to our website or gulfcoast-deals.com to get in on these bargains.
Look for half-off Street Seafood Restaurant and Street Seafood and Meat Market. Also 50% off Pizzeria Delfina and more. Go to this station site or gulfcoast-deals.com.
Take care of your skin. See Dr. Thomas Bender at Advanced Dermatology and Skincare Center. Dr. Bender sees patients in Mobile, Daphne, and Bay Minette. Find out more online at advanceddermclinic.com.
This is a Fox News alert. I'm Chris Foster. Louisiana Congressman Steve Scalise is among 5 people shot at a Republican baseball practice in Alexandria, Virginia. There are no reports that anyone's died. An armed man is in custody, shot by Capitol Police. Witnesses say he fired more than 50 times over 10 minutes before being taken down. Arizona Senator Jeff Flake was there.
He had a lot of ammo, and I think he must have been secured behind the third base dugout for a while. So it was tough to get to him.
Alexandria Police Chief Michael Brown.
This is a stable situation at this point. There's no additional threat. We consider this incident to be a closed incident under investigation.
This was a practice for an annual charity baseball game tomorrow being played by Democrats and Republicans in Congress. President Trump says in a statement he and Vice President Pence are deeply saddened by this tragedy. This is a Fox News alert.
I'm Uncle Henry, a customer of Heads Heating and Air Conditioning. I've used them for maintenance and for when my old system went out on me. Last year, I asked them to turn to the experts, Carrier, and replace my old natural gas furnace with a Carrier 95% high-efficiency unit. And so I had a cozy, warm home last winter with lower heating bills, and I'm looking forward to a cool home this summer with that new system. Carrier, high-efficiency natural gas, and Heads Heating and Air Conditioning make a great team. Did you know they've got financing available at 0% interest for up to 60 months? You can't beat 0% on a new system. What a great combo. Carrier, natural gas, Heads Heating and Air Conditioning, and financing at 0% interest for up to 60 months. So turn to the experts, Carrier, and call Heads Heating and Air Conditioning. The number is 251-653-7873. 251-653-7873. See if you qualify for that great deal on 0% interest.
It's Heating and Air Conditioning, where 3 heads are better than one.
710 Time Saver Traffic from the Main Street Flooring and Design Traffic Center.
Much better news for I-65 drivers now. Our crash on the northbound side of I-65 at the Moffett overpass has been moved out of the roadway after blocking 2 lanes of traffic for a while, and most of that delay has pretty rapidly worked itself out. Still seeing about a 2-mile backup on westbound I-10, though, as you pass up Avalon Boulevard and approach the Escambia Bay Bridge in Santa Rosa County. Still looking at our accident spot that's been fouling things up there. It is out of the roadway, but heavy delays remain. I'm Ray Romero.
This report is brought to you by Always Money. Get up to $500 fast with Always Money Cash Advance. Simply write a personal check, or they'll print one for you, and get the cash you need until your next payday. Bank account required. Use payday advances responsibly.
Gulf Coast weather from Local 15 and the Chemco Metal Buildings Weather Center.
It is going to be a wet Wednesday along the Gulf Coast. We'll start out cloudy. Then we're going to have a few pop-up storms by mid-morning, the scattered variety at lunchtime. And by the afternoon, I think everybody's going to be dodging some showers and storms. So keep the umbrella close, the rain boots in the back seat. And where it's not raining, it's going to be warm with highs in the upper 80s. I'm Kelly Foster for Local 15 News and this iHeartRadio station.
Your home for Rush every weekday at 11. This is the Uncle Henry Show on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Uncle Henry Show, thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show. Coming up in about 10 minutes on 99.5 FM The Jag, we'll go to sports, including the Colin Cowherd Show at 11. Very provocative Colin Cowherd. On News Radio 710 WNTM, we'll have Fox News for you in 10 minutes. And then for continued details on what happened today, you can keep it on News Radio 710. I'm sure this will be covered in all the newscasts throughout the day, and also our various hosts will make reference to it. And if there's anything new that pops up, they will, of course, share that information and also their take on it throughout the day. We know about the Congressman Steve Scalise out of Louisiana being shot. He's in stable condition. 2 Capitol police officers wounded. Their injuries not considered life-threatening. And there's been a statement from Congressman Roger Williams' office out of Texas. He was not wounded, but a member of his staff was shot. So it looks like 4 people shot there at this incident in Alexandria with the baseball game. So 4 shot there. Really sounds like it was quite the tense scene with it going on for 10 minutes. So we'll keep you up to date as we can here on News Radio 710. The president has tweeted out about Steve Scalise, calling him a friend and a patriot, and saying that Steve Scalise will fully recover. So that from President Trump. Security has been tightened at the White House, as you might expect it would be after all of this. Of course, when we get an update sometime in the next 45 minutes or so from Capitol Police and Alexandria Police, very curious about the suspect as to who did this, what the motives were, etc., etc. Now, there have been many other things on the show today that we did not have time to get to, as we wanted to cover all that was going on with the Alexandria shooting. Of course, we had reaction to former Senator Jeff Sessions, now Attorney General, with his testimony yesterday. Also, locally for Mobile, Alabama, former Mobile Mayor Sam Jones, he sent out an email yesterday to supporters saying that he was going to have a big announcement Saturday afternoon at 4:30 at a local church about his campaign. And in the email, it also asks for volunteers and goes into great detail about what volunteers are going to be needed to do. So it looks like, yes, Sam Jones has decided to run for mayor of Mobile again, and that announcement will be made official Saturday afternoon. So we will have that to go over. I suppose once we hear him speak and kind of find out what the tone of the campaign will be, we'll be able to discuss that here Monday morning on News Radio 710 WNTM in the Jag. So we have that to look forward to for over the weekend. Now, President Trump is celebrating his 71st birthday today. I haven't seen any details on any kind of celebration at the White House. I think they will observe it, but probably not a big deal made of it in light of what has happened in Alexandria. Now, speaking of the shooting in Alexandria, now we've got some comments from Alabama Congressman Gary Palmer. Here is Alabama Congressman Gary Palmer talking about the shooting.
I guess it never occurred to us that having this many congressmen out here in one spot made us an easy target.
Now, he said he was playing shortstop when he heard the gunshots. And he said the shooter looked to be aiming at Mississippi Congressman Trent Kelly, who was on third base when he hit Steve Scalise. Palmer said they ran off the field for cover and were unable to get to Scalise until the shooter was taken down. Let's see. Let's hear some more. Here's Gary Palmer talking about running for cover.
And hit Scalise in the hip. I saw Scalise go down. And we ran off the field and took cover.
More from Gary Palmer of Alabama.
So I was at shortstop, and Trent Kelly was at third, and Steve Scalise was at second. And I heard a gunshot, and I yelled at Trent, "That's a gunshot."
And here he says he's thinking about the victims.
What people can do is pray for the guy who was shot in the chest, and of course for Scalise and these other folks who are injured.
Okay, so that was Gary Palmer who was there. And we know that Mo Brooks was there because Mo Brooks has been out on CNN talking about this today. So, and let's see more details also now that we get word that Steve Scalise is in surgery now. His office says that Steve Scalise was in good spirits before surgery, and he is in stable condition, but he is in surgery right now as a result of that shooting today. So again, more coming up. For listeners of News Radio 710 WNTM, we do have news headlines coming up in less than 10 minutes from Fox. So you can get all the very latest. And throughout the day, you'll be able to keep up with it. I'm sure there are our radio hosts will not only be talking about it, but also offering their take on it. Because I'm sure already people have begun to politicize what has happened in social media. So you'll get that as well as that goes on today. All right, out of time for today's show. Thank you so much for listening to the Uncle Henry Show on 99.5 The Jag, News Radio 710 WNTM, and on the iHeartRadio app.